The Radium Podcast, episode 56, here with the illustrious Kevin KDE Beggs.
Illustrious, can you define it?
Illustrious, very shiny.
Shiny? Really? Okay.
Shiny,
I'm shining,
glossy.
I guess, today.
The glossy guy.
You heard it first, Radium Podcast. Kevin's shining.
Kevin's shining, he's illustrious. Today we want to talk about how you get your music heard. How do you get your music heard?
You don't. You hide it away on your computer.
Tuck it away. Put it on that hard drive and then lose it.
No, you want the secret? You literally hit the DMs, you spam everybody.
You got to spam everyone on the DMs.
Yeah, just go crazy.
Tell them they're dope.
Tell them to repost.
Yeah, repost my shit. Kevin, how did you get your music heard? Like when you're working on music, how did that all start for you? I want to hear your little story.
Oh, how did music start for me?
Yeah, how'd you start getting heard? Like, you know, you were making music,
like
right?
You want the beat maker come up tail?
Yeah, whatever. How'd you start getting heard? Like, how did people like, man, I heard his beats. Man, he's got beats. He's got fire. He's got songs.
Back in my day. Yeah, so back in my day, basically, there was a site called SoundClick, and it is essentially the BeatStars of 2012. No, what is that? Like 2009, 2008, 2007. That was like the BeatStars back then.
Okay.
Wasn't as dope. Wasn't as easy. And what I used to do is I created a beat store. This is back when the beat store thing wasn't like everybody and their moms had a beat store.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a good point. Everybody has a beat store now.
Yeah.
For sure.
Everyone has free loops too. So, but back then, like there was a bunch of beat stores, but it was like nowhere near as like packed.
Right.
And there's this online community, SoundClick, still exists today. It's not popping, unfortunately. No shade thrown.
No, it's
Just
not
the
there
truth.
anime. It's like MySpace of beat.
Yeah,
beats,
you could still go onto MySpace right now. It's not going to be that lit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you started a beat store.
And then I just started talking to rappers and artists. They had a forum section, and I used to always just post up my beats in the forums.
That's funny.
And then
no DMs here, just forums.
And then I was figuring out all sorts of hacks because I was using MySpace back then. Mm-hmm. So what I used to do exactly what rappers do now. Is I used to on MySpace you could post your embed player on people's comments, and then I'd set it to autoplay.
Kind of spam.
Yeah, so I'd literally spam
people.
So then I used to go into MySpace, and then I would search up people, and then I would leave comments on their thing with my auto playing beat.
That's funny as fuck.
And then I would run up the numbers on the beat on the SoundClick, and then bam, like and then they started charting on the charts my song because I was spamming so many people, and then I would get sales out of that.
So Kevin's story in a nutshell is he spammed the shit out of people, hacked the system, and got his music heard.
Via MySpace.
By default.
Yeah.
I forced people to listen to my music.
And now I'm big time.
Yeah. That's all you got to do, kids. Just go spam people, make them, just make the music stream itself. It's funny, though, because like that portion of what you're talking about is happening now with Spotify pay for streams. They're literally just sending bots to your account, streaming up the numbers, YouTube, Spotify, everything.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Mm-hmm. Record labels will pay for this to run up the numbers on such and such artist's single to like push up the hype essentially. Right. And the gold and platinum plaques, so they fake those plaques. Like we've talked about Jay-Z, what was it, Samsung paying Samsung to get his album to 1 million,
like pre-bought,
pre-bought,
making deals, collabs with other brands. That stuff
happens all the damn time.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah,
I think if you're really trying to play the game.
Travis Scott did it last project. He was selling merch, and basically he'd package the album with the merch. So if you bought a merch bundle, the album came with it, and then they ran those numbers as album sales when he was really just selling merch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then basically his album like jumped up the charts randomly. You know what I mean?
Right.
On like an off time because they bundled the album, but also like and then they had like Kylie Jenner promoting the merch when it was really selling the album.
Right.
So, but yeah, all sorts of tricky stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I think some things to learn from this, like how to get my music heard, like that's kind of like the topic. What I would say here is learn how to package value, bundle value. You don't need to go spamming people. You don't need to be going and DMing people, but package up the value of like people listening to your music, going to your concerts, you're giving out free, doing giveaways, things like that. I feel like that works really well. artists that will like be giving away collabs or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like giveaways to collab with producers, artists on songs. I've seen that a lot lately.
Yeah, I think the really it's hard to measure what I told you to nowadays because the game is so different. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even back then, Instagram didn't exist. So, like the game people are playing now, every artist is a multimedia, a multimedia company essentially that distributes multimedia. So I think artists have to like blow up on social media and promote their products like separately. Like that's kind of the Cardi B mentality, and like she became a personality on Instagram before she was popular in music.
Yeah, and now this is the hard part, right? Is like people have to be interesting. You know,
yeah,
you have to be interesting
be
to actually get popping as a like a persona or an influencer. And I feel like that's the hardest part for people because they rely on gimmicks instead. Right.
Yeah,
they're like,
100%.
we need visualizers and neon effects and cars and, I need a music video that I spend a bunch of money on. And it's like, nah, you're just not interesting, dude. And that's fine. But the music industry is a popularity contest now.
Yeah.
100%. And, I think the way that I got my music heard was, work with people, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, you can go build your own business, and that's going to be really difficult. The payoff's going to be bigger, right? So, like, if you're going to be an artist and you're going to go build your artistry, or you're going to be a producer that's your producer or composer, I'm the composer on this, like, people aren't going to give you a lot of opportunities. So you have to become really good at pitching yourself, selling yourself, and showing the value add.
Networking. Maybe
working for free a lot, And I think a lot of people don't think about that. They're like, no, I'm not going to work for free. I'm going to sell beats, and people are going to buy my beats. But yeah, a lot of it is networking. It's working with other people, collabing, and getting other brands involved.
There's a million different ways to the top. Everyone's looking for that one way.
Yeah, they all want that sauce.
The model shifts every time. So like Post Malone just posted one song and and then that song went viral. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't depend on that.
Yeah, no. Come on, dude. That's like playing the lottery.
Yeah, exactly.
Post Malone is an absolute outlier.
So everyone wants to like do everyone else's model, but the truth is you have to figure out your own way. And really, it comes down to gaining attention. So
yeah,
that's the foundational point.
That's a good point.
How do you get people's attention?
How do you get people's attention for
because
what
they won't
you
even
do?
listen. Yeah, they won't even listen until you have their attention
for what you do.
Yeah,
because I think a lot of people are chasing everybody else. Like if you look on the internet now, it's like the same beats, it's the same artist, the same rap style. Everyone's doing the same thing, and you're like, you're not that person though, and it's clear. Like when people put out the music and it's not them. You're like, this isn't you. It's not authentic, and people see through that. And yeah, you might run up some numbers because they're searching for something, and someone goes, "Oh, this guy's pretty dope." He sounds like someone I really like. But dude, how many of them are there?
I can go off the list of different models of ways people blew up. Yeah. And like I said, in 2019, this game got really crowded. I think one of the things is that there's a lot of people doing music, and that became
the same music.
Yeah, the same music. But I'll say this happened because of the ease of access to tools, Guitar Centers, and stuff like that.
For sure,
they started shipping. In my day, it was M boxes. You know what I mean, where you could everyone could have Pro Tools and everyone could record into it. Back in the day, if you wanted Pro Tools, you had to it was expensive. You had to have some budget or you had to go to a studio. Nowadays anybody could rap with you could go to the Apple store and pick up whatever and use GarageBand, and you're an artist, and you could put it on you could use TuneCore and put it on every single streaming platform. Therefore the barrier to entry.
But how do you get heard?
Exactly.
Like that's the question.
Yeah, and there's a million ways to gain attention. So back to what I said, we can look at all the different models, but one model we covered last week on last podcast was Old Town Road. Basically, that song blew up on TikTok, right?
Right.
So that was like it's basically Musically. You know, an app that's been around, but you know, it came from the Yeehaw challenge.
Yeah.
So, and that song went along with the Yeehaw
That's a great
challenge.
way to do it, though. That's exactly what I was talking about. It's like, do challenges, do collabs, do contests.
But the thing is that
nobody's doing that, though.
Yeah, exactly. But no, everybody's. If you go to TikTok now, there's a challenge for every damn song.
Right, but nobody's doing that.
The labels are all over
all
it.
the platforms.
Yeah.
Like, look at IG, dude. People put videos up. Like, dude, you're making a beat in your room by yourself. Like, who fucking cares? Nobody cares. Like, they don't know you. They're not familiar with you. You're making the same beat that everyone else makes.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you do a challenge? Why don't you do a contest? Like, people aren't using their creativity. Like, you're trying to be creative in a creative industry, but you're not being creative about how you get heard.
Yes.
I don't get that.
So that's the key there is you have to find something that works with your brand that, you know, sticks out to people.
Right.
Because the Yeehaw challenge worked for Old Town Road, but, you know,
Totally.
like, you can't just go create a challenge and try to expect the same results.
What was the other challenge where you pause, you know, and you're frozen?
Oh, you're talking about the Black Beatles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was massive. That blew that
I forget
song
the
up.
name of the challenge, but yeah, Black Beatles blew up because of that.
Totally. Do you remember the name, Nayana? Come on.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm not really stuck on it.
Black Beetle, but I don't remember what the name was.
Right. I'm trying to remember that because that was huge. But that's like how these songs blow up. Like
yeah, that's
you're
just
talking about
one example.
Yeah, but
these
you're
days.
talking about like an artist like Post Malone. I mean, okay, he blew up, he went viral. How? By being himself.
No, through a series of retweets actually on Twitter.
Right?
Yeah.
So there you go.
So he got lucky through that, and it's
that is
really
super lucky.
I think one big star that posted him, like there's so many. Mac Miller posted him, Wiz Khalifa posted him, but
I don't think that happened on accident, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
I'm gonna call bullshit on that.
But that's originally how he got the attention of people is because he got through reposting on Twitter.
Sure, I just
At
don't
least
think
that's
that was
from-
like this is naturally.
Yeah,
organic.
I'm just gonna take it from the horse's mouth because
You
that's
feel
what he
me?
said in an interview. So
Someone was setting up to sign him or just signed him and was like, yo, we need to get all the guys on the team to repost this shit on Twitter. That's my guess.
Sure, you know, I don't have all the facts, so all I can say is, you know, we're all these are you know, conspiracy theories.
Right.
You know, these are JFK theories now.
Someone out there's got the proof.
Yeah, aliens exist, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
but what I was gonna say is, gaining people's attention, you have to be very, very. You have to think different from everyone.
Right. Facts.
That's like number one.
Just
can't
be creative about shit.
Everyone is really creative about jumping on whatever's hot or this way to blow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the music creation, everyone, that's what you said. Everyone kind of sounds the same. It's easy to copy, you know what I mean? And clone.
Right.
You can clone their release plan. You can do that, but you're never going to get the same results because it worked for them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So now
Labels think the same exact way.
Now that's cool. All this shit's cool. Like all of our theory on all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like, let's talk about like 3 to 5 ways that you can truly use today, because that's what I want. I want people.
So let's
to have,
talk about the things that work and that have historically worked.
Yeah. Let me give one.
Okay, go for it.
Because I don't want to talk theory anymore. This bullshit. Like, yeah, this guy did it that way. That guy did it that way. Let's talk about ways that you can literally do it. So, number one thing, make a music video for every single song you put out, no matter what. You got a budget of $500, $200, it doesn't matter. Make a music video. Put lyrics to it. Make a lyric video.
$0. You know, this
$0
can shoot 4K now.
Yeah, and have an album artwork or some sort of visual to that song. And when you put it out, you have it out there everywhere with a visual attached. That's one.
Can I do 2 then?
For sure.
Pretty please.
No, you can't have 2. I'll do 2.
Things that have worked and have always worked, street teams. Street teams are no longer putting up posters. Street
Get in front of
teams-
people, man.
No, you have to collect people that really mess with you.
Yes.
At first, it's going to be what we call your power base. It's going to be the people around you. It's going to be mom, dad, uncles, brothers, cousins.
They'll repost all your shit
people
on Facebook.
from high school. Yeah.
Believe me.
You got to
Shouts
get
moms.
Yeah.
Love you, mom. Love you, mom.
Yeah. And you got to get them to repost and, you know, build an audience on a local level. This is what street teaming was all about. And basically the way you do it now through the internet is like you literally get people who respond to your content. You know what I mean? Even if it's you posting and you have 16 people who put likes on it,
Right.
you have to hit up those 16 people who put likes on it, and you have to essentially try to get them to help you promote your brand.
Right.
And this has worked, like I said, over the years, the music industry, it's just like you're building essentially like you were a, what is that sect of Christianity that like literally goes door knocking door to door?
Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah, you got to be a Jehovah's Witness, essentially.
Yep.
But this way it works.
You got to preach your gospel, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if you believe in it.
Right.
If you don't, no one's going to, like, you're not going to preach something that you don't believe in.
The door knocking
no one's gonna mess with
mentality.
you.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the way you do it this day and age, like I said, is you're going to be doing it through social media.
Right.
You just got to collect people, essentially create your street team, your mailing list, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
And you have to get these people to activate when you release music. That has always worked. That will always work, and you will always build. You know what I mean?
Facts.
It won't be overnight success, and it sounds crappy.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds hard. It sounds like it's going to take a long time, but you build that. And then,
but these are the truths, though. It's like you're going through things that actually work, not things where you just do this, that, and that on this and hit the tab and then you're famous. Like, people want that. They want that, like, yo, step one, go to your Facebook, do this, that, and that, post to your Instagram this, and then you're famous.
So when I
run up your streaming with bots.
and like the old model, back onto the street team thing, is like I used to go on tour with Marty Grimes, who was on our podcast.
Shouts Marty Grimes.
Yeah, shout out to Marty.
That's the fam.
We used to have a mailing list. Like, we'd open for another artist.
Right.
And we'd had a mailing list. And you basically sign up at the show at the merch booth.
Right.
And then we would start collecting this as a street team. And then we'd activate, through mailers, send emails and, give exclusive stuff to people who really mess with you.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
like, hey,
give giveaways, all sorts of shit.
You can check out, you can hear
merch discounts.
Yeah. You can check out the new single before it drops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or something like that. Or merch discounts, all sorts of things. And it's really just giving them value so that when it comes for the ask, you can receive.
Yeah, your fans are number one. They'll listen to your song over and over and over again and repeat, and then share it with their friends, take their friends to your show and all that stuff.
But yeah, you try to get people.
Still works.
Get people in every city, you know what I mean, to become your street team.
Yep.
Like that, you create a mailing list, open for other artists, things like that. And then that's the historic way of doing it. And then we know when you come back as your own headliner, you get these same people in each of these cities, and you have a list of who's from where, which
hit
city,
them again.
where. You hit them like, hey,
Yep.
the old days would be like, hey, could you put on my flyers?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
But these days, like, you know what I mean? It's, hey, post on your social media that I'm coming to town.
Yeah.
So
yeah, get shout outs and stories and stuff.
Yeah, it's activating local
team.
audiences.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's part of running a business where you're putting on events essentially.
The most like talking about this, I'm just going to close that number 2 up with the most powerful marketing ever is peer-to-peer influential marketing from, word of mouth. Literally, I go, Kev, you got to check this guy out. He goes, oh, I'll listen to Brad sometimes, right? Sometimes. Kevin went blank.
I did it on purpose.
Huh? So peer-to-peer, people go, hey, I'm going to put you on this restaurant. It's amazing. You got to check it out. Ooh, they got the best spaghetti marinara. Like, I'm going to listen to that person if they're my friends. That's it, right? So if they put me on music, I'm going to give it a chance. Number 3, and we talk about this a lot, release strategy. Have a strategy. Release every month. Like, release something every month.
Content schedule.
If nobody knows you, if you got 500 streams on your Spotify, you got 2,000 streams on your Spotify top song, nobody knows you. So you need to keep releasing. And you can't get romantic about the song that you drop that you think is a hit, because we get this all the time, right? People, oh yeah, man, this is a hit. This is a hit. And you're like, nobody gets to say what a hit is. The people are going to say what the hit is. So put the music out. I need release strategy, like one every 2 weeks, one
Everyone
every
is
month.
so stuck on putting out a song too.
Like amazing song. Like they're going to make this amazing song.
No, you're a multimedia business.
You're stuck.
You know what I mean? It's like you can release more than songs. Stop
Yes.
just relying on one source of content to get your brand out there.
Thank
know what I
you.
mean?
Yes.
Yes, music is the foundation, but no, it's not the only thing you can release.
Show your live, get a shot on your freaking phone. Doesn't matter, of your live show, a little thing you did at an art opening. Like, put that shit out there.
Do live versions of your songs, whatever.
Put your music out. Like, stop holding on to your music. Oh, bro, it's got to be perfect. No, it's not ever going to be perfect. You know, a minute goes by, it's not perfect again. You could have worked on it for that minute. Oh, an hour goes by, you could be better. It's always going to have to be better. Like, stop it. The perfection shit is bullshit.
I preached this on a previous podcast, but re-release the same song, release the lyric video, release the official music video, release the remix,
repurpose the content
with your homie on it.
Totally. Do a remix. Do a remix. Yeah.
Release it as many times as you want to.
Send the stems around. Get a DJ to remix it. Get another producer to remix it.
Do the live video version of it, of you performing it somewhere.
Let's really like cut it down to like, you don't need steps. Y'all are just fucking lazy. Like, that's the facts. Like, you guys are like, yo, you know anyone that could run up my Spotify? Yo, I'm trying to get on playlists. Hey, man. Hey, can you get my shit popping on Instagram? Like, no, that's not the answer.
People
Your music sucks. It sucks.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly. But it's like, that's the thing, though. People are like, yo, how do I do that? Here's how you do it. You get your ass to work. Like, put in the work, like the effort, the creativity, make the content, get a team together, build something. Like, stop trying to do this. Dude, look at my YouTube, man. I got 1 million streams. You don't have 1 million streams. You got a botted fucking account.
Yeah,
you look like a jackass when you go play live and you can't bring anyone out.
This is the hard part. It's
the hard truth. It sucks.
Momentum. That's like the
you gotta build it.
You know you're not going to get big overnight. I think that whole idea is like
your first song. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone wants that, but the truth is that's not how it works.
Never works like that.
It works for 1%, like Brad said.
Maybe 1%, dude.
And how momentum works is it's like you're pushing a freaking rhinoceros. It doesn't want to move very much because it's like a gajillion pounds and it's lazy. Right. It's gonna sit there on its, you know what I mean? It's gonna chill and then you're gonna push
rhino it. Horn.
And then you might push it a couple times. This might be releases, and it might just like move a little bit.
Right.
And then like it might budge, but it might not actually take a step. You know what I mean? And then you keep pushing on it. It takes a step. Oh, thank God. It moved just a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing with the rhinoceros is if you keep getting it to take steps and you get it running, it's hard to stop. You know what I mean? Yeah. That thing is going to charge through walls.
Get that thing going full speed. People are going to be throwing money at you. They're going to be running your streams up. You're going to have phone calls you never thought you'd ever get. You're going to get opportunities. People are going to want to come on and feature. You're going to get labels hitting you up. You're going to get people going, dude, come on to this thing and just promote it. And we're going to give you 20 grand. Come to our show, to our club. We're going to give you 60 grand for showing up for the last hour. Yeah. That's what happens when you have momentum. But momentum is so hard to build, and it takes consistency. And when it feels like nothing's working and nothing's happening and you've been pushing for hours and days and weeks and months and years, you want to give up. You want to be like, this isn't working. It's not happening. But it is happening. And everything you do matters. Every single thing you do matters. But if you stop the consistency, it's like pumping a water well. If you stop, all that water goes right back down to the bottom, and you got to start from the beginning.
Or that rhinoceros stops moving.
Right.
And then you got to push for that.
And then you got to try to get him back up again. And that is the hard part. And everybody in the music industry, in life, in business, in money, finances, whatever, relationships, they're doing this fits and starts shit. I'm going to drop a hot single. I'm going to get fucking famous. And then I'm going to go, dude, I'm going to drop my album and then I'm going on vacation. Like, you're dumb. I'm sorry. I'm going to call it as it is. You put out an album, you put out a single, and you start to get the next one going right away. If not, you're fucking dead. You're not in the industry.
Well, I think too the momentum dies when you stop feeding it. So I think one thing that we should talk about is, you know, what Grant always says too, which is like, you
shouts Grant Cardone.
Yeah, Grant always jokes about how people buy the rims and in the car. They buy the car before they're rich enough to buy the car. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Rich people invest a lot of their money. That's how they stay rich. You know what I mean?
100%.
And then when
you have to have disposable shit income to be buying a nice car.
And then they buy stuff that they can afford because they have so much money coming in that doesn't even dent their account.
It doesn't even matter. It's throwaway money. And that's the thing, like, if you gotta look dope and be cool around everyone, you gotta really look deep inside, like, why do you feel that way? And why are you so self-conscious? And why don't you have the confidence to fucking make great music and spend your money on your music career and invest in yourself? You have to look at that. You have to look at, why do I feel like a piece of shit where I gotta walk around with the newest shit and look dope? Why do I have to please everyone? because that's on you. That is a big thing. Like self-awareness, being insecure about your shit. You're never going to be insecure about your music. Your music career will never be secure.
Yeah.
100%. And if you
Pure
can't put that money into your music and into your business, and you got to put it into new shoes or new glasses because you want to look so dope and you want to make sure people think you're stunting,
yeah,
you're lost. You lose the game. There's no money coming in. You know, that music's not going to pay you anything. That's why half these guys hustle on the side. You know, that's the truth. But at the end of the day, I'm not mad at anybody for getting money. I'm mad at the people that won't put their money where their mouth is. Like, you talk all this shit like you're a hardcore, you know, music. I'm in the music business. I'm an artist. I'm the producer.
Serious, yeah.
But you won't do shit about it. Like, that's the shit that I'm like, I'm going to call you out. You don't put any money into your music. You don't do the music videos. You don't pay for any of this stuff. You ask people to mix and master your shit for free. You ask for free beats. Doesn't get you anywhere. It's not investing. And we're looking for ROI over here.
Yeah.
If I put $50, $100 in, you know, $5,000, $50,000 into something, I want $100,000 back, you know?
Yeah.
And you got to know what pays the $100,000. And that car's not going to pay me $100,000.
You might look fly.
You might look really dope.
You might, you know, people might think you made it.
you might trick a thought.
But that's back to like everyone wants to make it before they make it.
For
you
sure.
know what I mean?
I get it. It's the same way with records.
They want to live the lifestyle, but they don't understand the cost of living the lifestyle. And like I said, I think it goes back to the cost. Like, people don't understand what it takes to actually do this. You know what I mean? And the devotion, the daily grind, the consistency,
inspiring yourself,
the
motivating yourself,
self-motivation.
There's a reason why, like, I'm like
accountability, self-accountability.
You're on like motivational books and shit because you're like, dude, I have to keep going. Because if you don't have people around you just like going, dude, you got this, you got this, you got this. You got to be like, I got to go to somewhere else to get that.
You got to be really good at self-accountability. That's
100%. Discipline,
all that. You got to become a Buddhist monk with that. You know what I mean?
But yeah, this is not an easy industry. I think anyone that's in it that's made any sort of success whatsoever, you're making 50 grand a year off music, you're making $5 million a year off music, you know. And I guarantee you know. And you're the person going like, tell them, you know?
You know what's funny too?
And everybody else that's not making money off music is like, fuck that guy. These guys don't know shit. They don't know what they're talking about. And it's like, yo, that's fine. That's going to hurt your feelings, I know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's the real talk. Like, it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of investment.
Let's talk about making it too, because I think that idea, making it is a point in time. There's a lot of artists who made it and now they're nowhere. Making it if you really want a career, that's got to last forever. Yep. And no amount of gimmicks is going to make you last forever. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So you just have to decide your come up, because you can come up, like I said, a million different ways at the top. Yep. But what is really going to, what is making it to you? Because if making it is having a number one single, talk to the guys who have, years of Billboard hits. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or the one-hit wonders.
Yeah.
You know? Nobody knows of them anymore. They know about that song. They're like, I remember that song, I think, but I don't know or care who did it. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, like, if you really truly want to suffer for the art and you can't find yourself doing anything else for a living, then you're going to do well. You're going to find a way to make a living off music. You're going to do well and things are going to work out as long as you keep pushing. But if this is like for glamour, if this is for status or something else, you won't make it. Quit now.
And you have to do the hard work.
Don't waste your time.
You have to do the hard work. There's no way around it. There's no one person that's going to take you and make you a brand that's going to last
Spotify
forever.
playlist, dude.
Yeah, the playlisting. Who's going to playlist you?
Yeah, exactly.
Who do I talk to?
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. Those are my tips. You got any more, Kev?
No. I mean, we could go down a really deep well, as I always say.
Go down a deep, dramatic well.
I could take it 1,000 different ways.
Take it there. Take it all the way
I think
there.
we covered it. If you want to get heard, you got to work for it.
100%.
And you got to build.
Yep.
Build, bro.
Yeah, and you guys, we have like so much information throughout the last 55 episodes of the podcast that you have to go back on, from A&Rs to music managers to marketing professionals, that you can really learn a lot of stuff from. And I know that these get to be long episodes, but subscribe, go through stuff, learn the shit. If you really want to be in the music industry, listen to the people that are doing it. Listen to the people that are making success, 6 figures, 7 figures a year doing it. You know, listen to those people and go through the podcast, and you're going to find a lot of that information in here. And that's why we do it. And I love doing it because I love sharing all the information that I've learned, you know, my mistakes over the last, 10 years in the music industry, and, you know, everything we're doing here at Radium and building a business for the last 2 years. You know, how much shit have we been through?
None.
We're killing it.
We're just
every
lit.
day. Every day.
Fire. Hashtag fire emoji.
Hashtag none. He just goes
0.
None. Yeah. 0. Yeah. Just no struggles whatsoever. But you know, like at the end of the day, this has been absolutely painstaking, you know, heart, joy, fucking passion, and then like getting crushed, getting killed every day, feeling like shit, getting depressed, being broke as hell, putting all your money back in and investing because we believe in it. And that's what you do when you believe in something and you know it's going to work. You just keep pushing. So subscribe, like, comment, give us some love, show us some love, spread the word. You're our street team. You know, we expect that from you by now. And we'll just keep them coming. Where can you follow Kevin? At KDE Beats on IG, and I highly recommend it.
At Bradley HD. Tip of the day.
Tip of the day every day, baby.
Yeah. Get your daily dose. You know what I mean?
Get your daily dose, bro. Tip of the day. So, yeah. And also go follow at Radium_media, and we'll have episode 57 next week with a guest. So